So, Persona 5 is a JRPG that's been out for a little while now, and that its fans of the past games have been clamoring for years after its original quote release date. But, if you clicked on this video, you're probably already somewhat aware of this by now. Maybe you've already played it yourself, or maybe you're thinking about jumping on that sweet Persona 5 train. Well, either way, I wanted to dedicate this video to spilling out all my thoughts and overall feelings for this game that I have poured over 120 hours into over this past summer, and will probably pour at least another 100 playing New Game Plus. But I digress. This will be completely spoiler-free, besides some general plot points and core gameplay mechanics, so if you're not down with that, I guess leave. Otherwise, let me spill my guts out to you, because my goodness, this one right here, is utterly amazing. For a bit of backstory, before playing this game, I had played both Persona 3 and Persona 4 Golden over the last couple of years. Persona 4 Golden being the game that introduced me to the franchise, and my goodness, was I ever in love. The stories, the characters, the addicting gameplay, everything about these games blend together so seamlessly and beautifully that it made me come back for more and more. They also made me feel so attached to its characters, specifically Persona 4 Golden did, that I just wished I could keep hanging out with them and having fun together, and that alone is what makes me love Persona as a franchise so much. That is basically an adult Scooby-Doo, but I digress. So, with all that in mind, having fallen in love with these Persona games beforehand, and I can honestly say it sort of revitalized my love for JRPGs all over again, did Persona 5 deliver on all the things that I love from the other games? Well, my audience, the answer is, oh hell yes! Everything in this game screams quality, and screams lovability, style, and anime. From the game's story about the Phantom Thieves stealing the hearts of evil men and women, to reform society, a society that has cast them aside in one way or another, to the complex philosophical issues and messages in this game, like the other two brings up. The strong sense of bonds I feel towards each of the other characters in this game, making me love each and every one of them for their own unique reasons, and it even being pretty hard to pick a actual waifu in this game too. Even if one of the characters is a particular loudmouth, and one of them is just we'll just call that being himself. The addicting gameplay mixture of Life Simulator that is not only more complex than the other games, but much more varied and overall fun, with several social links outside of the main cast of characters. All of them very interesting in their own way, fun challenges, and those parts that everyone looks up the answers for. Do not deny it. Then you have the other half of the gameplay, being a dungeon crawling RPG, full of amazing monster shadow persona designs, which is really amazing to see, by the way, on a PlayStation 4, especially since the last time I had seen them was on a PS Vita screen of a game that was originally on PlayStation 2. So, you know, it's quite an improvement. To the beautifully macabre visuals and the overall sense of style this game just oozes, everything from the environments you go around, to the designs of the menus, to the designs of the weapons, the outfits the characters wear. Everything about this game screams style. It just really has a sense of its own that grabs your attention and just makes you really interested. The use of red in this game in particular is very interesting. Anyone who's a longtime fan of the Persona franchise will know that Persona 3, for instance, had a color scheme of blue, and Persona 4 had one of yellow, or gold, if you will. Whereas this one is red, and the red just perfectly symbolizes this sense of passion and rebellion and young youth and empowerment, I guess, that this game really, really sucks you into. Then you have the amazing music that is just so jazzy and sassy that you just have to dance to it every time you listen to it, anywhere you're at. I will say that the soundtracks in Persona games are part of what makes me love them so much too. It just has this unique style. And while you can listen to any of the bits of music in any of the OSTs in any of the Persona games, well, 3, 4, and 5 at least, and you can kind of get, alright, this is from a Persona game, it's really interesting that they each have their own unique style though. And Persona 5 is definitely more on the jazzy side of things. The vocals are very clear, concise, which is something that is a bit of an issue in the other ones, but I didn't mind it. It was all catchy all the same. But needless to say, the soundtrack in this game is one that I look forward to listening to over and over again, and probably doing an OST evaluation of in the near future. So, to answer that question, is Persona 5 worth the hype? Is it worth the attention it's getting? Is it worth it to the fans who have been waiting for an official new Persona title for several years now? Yes. Just yes, 1,000 times yes. The game is worth it. It is worth every single dollar you put into it. And I will say, for longtime fans, there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of story elements to this game that you're going to really, really appreciate. And I don't want to go into them all now, because a lot of them have spoiler-esque bits. But I will, and I plan on making videos in the future talking about these particular story elements that, as a Persona fan, I found really clever and amazing. But if you are someone new and you not really sure what you're getting into, maybe you feel like you should have played one of the other games before you play this one, I can say that I guarantee you're going to love this game, and you don't have to play the other ones to play this one. If you want to make this one your first one, go ahead, you won't be disappointed. The feeling I get from this game is the same feeling that I got when I first finished Persona 4 Golden, and so that's really all I needed for that recommendation. And again, they're like Final Fantasy. Each one of them may have a number, but they're all their own story, so you can really jump in at any point you want. I mean, I hate for this video to just feel like I'm just gushing over this game, but it's pretty much perfect in my eyes, in every way possible. It delivered exactly what I wanted out of it, and more. And I might even say it might be my favorite in the franchise, which is saying something considering how much I loved Persona 4 Golden and how many times I replayed that game and its personal connection to me. It is saying something that Persona 5 gave me that same feeling that I just haven't gotten from another game in a long time. Persona 5 is, without a doubt, the new standard for JRPGs in the future, and I'm so fucking happy it sold well and reviewed so well, because it seems as though publishers have taken notice, along with Final Fantasy 15 sell-offs, of course, too. That contributed as well, because we are finally coming back to form with amazing JRPGs and stuff on their way to the West, not just on portables, but on consoles too. Something I can't express enough how happy I'm about. And in the future, I would love to make videos about the symbolism and powerful messages in this game that it delves into. But of course, that is for another day, and it would obviously entail spoilers, but I will, of course, warn everybody, and I figure give it a month or two, and most people who really cared about the spoilers will have probably finished the game by then. Now, before I end this review, I did want to share a personal story I had with this game, because I think the reason I love JRPGs so much is that you get to know the characters and you get to be alongside the story for so long, you get kind of connected to them. But with this game, I had that, but I also had something rather unique that I've never felt before. See, throughout playing this game over summer break, away from college, my whole family gathered around to watch me play and finish the game. My mom, siblings, all who love anime, by the way. But, for me, this game meant a little more than just a fun time. It was an experience for me. Have you ever had one of those moments where, after it's all said and done, you just know that it'll become a memory that you will always cherish for the rest of your life? Well, as melodramatic and corny as it sounds, finishing Persona 5, I found myself rather speechless. This experience had ended, and now it is but a memory. I'll never play it for the first time ever again. A moment of doing something that my whole family shared in. Something that, when I get older, I hope to look back on too fondly. I hate to sound all sentimental and stuff, but in those moments, after I had finished the game, I almost caught myself crying. Not because I had grown attached to the characters and story. I mean, I did, but because the experience I shared was over. The experience I shared with my family. And the older I get, the more I start to realize just so few of those you really get in life, and how important they are. It made me think back to the times when my mom and dad would play Spyro the Dragon on the PS1, and I would eagerly watch them every time they did, and would plead for them to go back and finish it any time when we just wanted to watch TV. But that tale, and those feelings, are for a video, for another time. So, that was my thoughts and feelings on Persona 5. It's truly an experience I will never forget. But hey, what are your thoughts on Persona 5? Did you love it as much as me? And do you have any strong feelings about it as well? Or maybe, are you convinced to play this game? Or are you like watching videos on YouTube to try to convince yourself to pay $60 for a 120-hour time sync? I mean, I guess I could find that relatable in some ways. The thing about Persona games is that they always make me want to be a better person after playing them. Something I can say is quite unique to those games in particular. So I guess what I'm asking is, for any of you who have played Persona 5 or one of the other Persona games, or maybe even just another JRPG, that would work too, do you ever get these strong feelings after you finish them? Do you ever feel the, as they call it, the void after finishing them? Or do you feel happy? What do you guys feel? I'm interested to hear. It's a topic that gets me all nostalgic and sentimental, and I, as much as I hate to admit it, do like those feelings whenever I get to read a story about someone's personal feelings towards a piece of media like that, especially when I can relate to it in some way. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. There will be plenty of future content, not just for Persona, but for plenty of other anime, JRPGs, and stuff in the future. So, until next time, this is Dylan the Night Owl, flying off.